Welcome, Shadow Seekers, to American Shadows, Crimes and Chronicles. Today, we're unearthing a tale that'll haunt your thoughts long after it ends. Whether you're glued to the screen or just listening in, you're in for a wild ride through history's darkest corners. If you're new, hit subscribe to join our mission of exposing America's hidden truths. Regulars, your likes fuel our journey into the unknown. Now, let's peel back the layers of time and reveal the secrets beneath. Ready? Let's begin. 17 Days of Danger. How President Ford Survived 2 Assassination Attempts. Hello, friends, and welcome to American Shadows, Crimes and Chronicles. Today, we're delving into a chilling pattern of American history that seems to be repeating itself before our very eyes. In recent months, we've witnessed 2 high-profile incidents involving former President Donald Trump that have been classified as potential assassination attempts. The first occurred on July 14, 2024, and the second, still under investigation, took place on September 15, 2024. These events have shocked the nation and dominated headlines. But if you think that frequent assassination attempts on a president or former president is something new for America, then let's take you back exactly 49 years to 1975. Because on September 22nd of that year, the second assassination attempt on President Gerald Ford was carried out, and astonishingly, this was the second such attempt in just 17 days. What drives individuals to make these desperate and dangerous attempts on the lives of our leaders? How do these incidents shape our political landscape and national psyche? And what can the events of 1975 tell us about the challenges we face today? Before we unravel this complex and unsettling story, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you who support our work. Your likes, comments, and shares aren't just numbers to us. They're the lifeblood of this channel. You're doing an amazing job spreading the word about these important stories, and we couldn't be more grateful. Now, let's journey back to September 1975, where a series of events would shake the nation's confidence and forever change how we protect our presidents. The climate of unrest, America in the mid-1970s. To understand the 2 assassination attempts on President Ford, we need to step into the context of 1975. America was still reeling from the Watergate scandal, which had severely damaged public trust in the government. The Vietnam War had just ended, leaving a nation divided and disillusioned. Gerald Ford, Nixon's vice president, had ascended to the presidency without ever being elected to the office, and his pardon of Nixon just a year earlier had left many Americans divided and angry. This was a period of social upheaval, with rising economic challenges adding to the tensions. Radical groups such as the Manson family and underground revolutionary organizations like the Symbionese Liberation Army had emerged, gaining notoriety through high-profile crimes. These groups thrived on anti-government sentiment and distrust of authority, inspiring many to take extreme actions. The first attempt, September 5, 1975, Sacramento, California. It was a seemingly routine morning in Sacramento when Lynette "Squeaky" Fromme, a devoted follower of Charles Manson, decided she would try to assassinate President Ford. Fromme had been deeply influenced by Manson's apocalyptic vision and had become obsessed with environmental causes, especially the protection of redwood forests. As Ford walked toward the California state capitol to meet with Governor Jerry Brown and address the state legislature, Fromme, dressed in a red robe, stepped out from the crowd. She raised a Colt .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol and aimed it at the president from close range. Secret Service agents reacted swiftly, tackling Fromme before she could fire. In a stroke of fate, while the gun was loaded, there was no bullet in the chamber. Fromme's attempt was thwarted, and she was quickly subdued. Her motivations were a strange blend of environmentalism and loyalty to Manson. She later explained that she wanted to draw attention to what she saw as the destruction of the planet. Ford, while shaken, resumed his duties, though security around him tightened. The nation was stunned by the attempt. Questions arose about security protocols and the potential threats posed by individuals influenced by radical ideologies. Little did the country know that another attempt was imminent. The second attempt, September 22, 1975, San Francisco, California. Just 17 days later, as President Ford was leaving the St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco, Sarah Jane Moore, a 45-year-old accountant and political radical, took aim at the president. Moore was a complex figure with ties to underground revolutionary groups. She had even been an FBI informant at one point, which added a bizarre twist to the story. Incredibly, Moore had been briefly detained by police the day before, and her .44 caliber revolver was confiscated due to concerns about her intentions. In a shocking lapse, she was released and managed to purchase another handgun, a .38 caliber revolver, the very morning of the assassination attempt. At approximately 3:30 p.m., as Ford walked toward his limousine, Moore raised her firearm and fired a shot from a distance of about 40 feet. The bullet narrowly missed the president, ricocheting off a wall and striking a taxi driver named John Ludwig. In a moment of heroism that would change his life, Oliver Sipple, a Vietnam veteran, instinctively lunged at Moore, grabbing her arm as she prepared to fire a second shot. His action caused her to miss, saving the president's life. Secret Service agents quickly apprehended Moore, and President Ford was rushed to safety. Once again, Ford had escaped unharmed, but the nation was left reeling. 2 attempts on the president's life in less than 3 weeks, something unprecedented in American history. The aftermath and impact. Both Fromme and Moore were sentenced to life in prison for their attempts on Ford's life. Fromme would later briefly escape in 1987 before being recaptured, while Moore expressed regret for her actions in subsequent interviews. Both women were eventually released on parole after serving over 30 years each. The impact of these assassination attempts on American society and presidential security was profound and far-reaching. 1. Enhanced security measures. The Secret Service completely overhauled its protection protocols. Procedures were revised to create more secure perimeters, and agents were trained to better identify potential threats in crowds. 2. Public perception. These incidents highlighted the growing radicalism in the U.S. during the 1970s. The idea that individuals, especially women, would attempt to assassinate a sitting president shocked the nation and deepened the sense of societal unrest. 3. Political climate. The attempts underscored the vulnerability of American leaders during times of upheaval. They became symbols of the extreme dissatisfaction some Americans felt toward the government. 4. Media and privacy. The story of Oliver Sipple, the man who saved Ford's life in San Francisco, raised important questions about media ethics and personal privacy. Sipple's life was thrust into the spotlight, with his sexual orientation revealed without his consent, leading to personal difficulties and estrangement from his family. 5. Presidential image. Ford, known for his calm demeanor, became a symbol of resilience. However, these attacks also left a lingering fear about the safety of public officials in an increasingly polarized America. Reflections for today. As we reflect on these events from 1975, we can't help but draw parallels to our current political climate. In recent years, we've seen an uptick in threats against political figures, including former presidents. The challenges of protecting public figures while maintaining an open, democratic society remain as relevant today as they were nearly 5 decades ago. These incidents force us to confront uncomfortable questions about our society. What drives individuals to contemplate such extreme actions? How do we balance the need for security with the traditions of an open, democratic society? And how can we address the root causes of political violence and extremism? This is American Shadows, where we peer into the darker corners of our nation's past and present. Until next time, remember that history isn't just a collection of dates and names. It's a living force that shapes our world in ways both seen and unseen. The echoes of those September days in 1975 continue to resonate today, reminding us of the ongoing challenges we face in preserving our democracy and protecting our leaders. Stay curious, stay engaged, and keep watching American Shadows. For in understanding our past, we gain insights that can help us navigate the complex landscape of our present and future. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think these events from 1975 relate to our current political climate? Your perspectives add invaluable depth to these discussions.